My name is Ndale Salim, and I also work with Maggot Protein as extension manager. And for us, we do maggot farming, or what we call black soldier fly farming. We deal in rearing maggots. Maggot Protein has existed for 4 years. We are located at Bugolobi KCCA recycling plant industrial area. So Maggot Protein is looking forward to help farmers how to teach them what we call maggot farming, because we have seen that maggot farming are really important in our feeding formulas, or if we are feeding our birds, our pigs, our fish, we need these maggots. As you know, we take silverfish to be the protein source. Would wish to turn animal sector to feed on larvae so that the humans feed on the silverfish. We are also looking forward to utilize the waste produced in Kampala, produced in Uganda. As you know that Uganda, 80% we are farmers, so we produce a lot of waste. And remember, in Kampala we produce around 400 tons of waste, and 75% is organic waste. But we don't have so many companies which recycles organic waste. That's why Protein, we came up with that idea of using maggots to decompose the waste so that we can make fertilizers. Among the 400 tons of waste, Maggot Protein, we can recycle almost 20 tons on a daily basis at KCCA recycling plant Wankoko. With that knowledge, we want to teach our common farmers in Uganda so that they can utilize the waste they have at their home, at their farms, at least to grow the larvae so that they can feed the larvae to their animals like hens, like fish, and also pigs. Farmers are facing a problem of feeding their animals. Like we have seen, or we know it very well, that if you are to feed your poultry, you have to spend almost 80% feeding your poultry. We want to reduce on the amount our farmers spend in feeding their animals. Imagine if you are buying a concentrate at 220 per 50 kilograms. You can rear your larvae and you use only 50K to make 50 kilograms of protein. So Maggot Protein is looking forward to substitute silverfish using black soldier fly larvae. We are going to see how we are going to rear the black soldier fly. These black soldier fly or larvae, they don't spread diseases. They are not vectors like these house flies we know. They are friendly, they are free from animals and also humans. We are also looking forward to help our youth who are jobless, who have nothing to do, because waste, everyone can access waste. We are the one who produces waste. If you have a farm, your poultry can produce poultry manure, your cow can produce cow dung, and your pigs can produce pig dung. Why don't you use those animal waste? You feed the larvae and you also feed your animals with the same larva. So we are looking forward to help you farmers to do this cycle on your farm. You get the poultry waste, you feed the larva, and as well you get the larva, you feed your poultry again. Instead of going back to the market or to the buying the concentrates, you use the larva as the protein source. Actually, larva, they have around 50 to 65% protein. They have fats and they also have calcium. But silverfish has only 42% protein. So it's better to use larva instead of using silverfish. We know very well that if humans will consume silverfish, pigs also consume the silverfish, and chicken also consumes the silverfish, there will be a high demand for silverfish, which makes the prices for silverfish also to go high. That's why Marula Protein is saying, let's change or let's substitute the protein we use in animals as the silverfish to substitute it with larva or with maggots. Maggot farming is beneficiary to farmers, to businessmen and women, and to young people, youth, boys and girls. Anyway, Marula Protein is also empowering youth from 16 to 32 to help you. Marula Protein is also empowering youth girls from the age of 16 to 35 years. As we know that our girls, they drop from schools, so they get early pregnancies. So Marula Protein is looking forward to help those girls and those single mothers. We give them rearing containers, we give them baby larva, and we also buy back from them. It means Marula Protein is also creating job opportunities to our youth, mainly our girls. Marula Protein is also looking forward to clean the cities. Like we use the waste, as we have seen that we produce 400 tons of waste on a daily basis, we are looking forward to utilize all the 75, the organic waste we produce in Kampala, so that we can keep our cities clean. We feed the animals so that you can increase your yields minus spending a lot of cash to feed your animals. Our dear farmers, imagine you have a poultry farm, you have a piggery farm, you have a cattle farm, and you have a lot of waste at your farm. Waste. If you are a farmer, you are a tomato farmer, you are a mango farmer, and you have some rejects of your produces, we can teach you how to use those rotten mangoes, those rotten tomatoes to feed the larva, and you make organic fertilizers instead of just dropping them somewhere. How do we prepare the waste to feed our larva? First stage, you have to collect the waste. This waste must be organic, like pineapples, mangoes, oranges, waste of that sort. If you can't access that waste and you can access animal waste, for example, chicken droppings, cow dung and pig dung, you can also use that animal waste to feed the larva. So after collecting your waste, you can dig a pit, then you put a polythene, then you start putting your waste in that pit. Or if you can access a drum, a plastic drum with a cover or with a lid, you can collect your waste and you put it in that drum and you cover to allow fermentation to take place. after 4 to 5 days, because the reason why we ferment, as you know, that waste is always there. The flies come and lay the eggs, so we collect that waste, we put them into a drum to allow the fermentation. Fermentation is carried out to kill those larvae for house flies, because when you put the waste into the drum and you cover, it means there will be limited oxygen into the drum, so the larva of housefly will suffocate. So after the fermentation, we go ahead to crush our waste or to smash, like to make our waste to appear in small pieces, because as you know, if you have a baby, you cannot give that baby you can't give him or maybe a cassava, or you need to give Irish and well smashed. That's why we recommend fermentation and crushing. We have to make sure that our waste is in small pieces before introducing the larva in the waste. So you collect the waste, you do the fermentation 4 to 5 days. After fermentation, you crush or you smash the waste. After, you introduce the baby larva, or what we call the baby doll, into the waste, and you wait for 5, 7 to 14 days. That's what we call rearing. Rearing period takes 7 to 14 days. So after 14 days or after 7 days, it depends which type of waste you have used. If you have used the cow dung, don't expect to harvest those larvae within 7 days, because we know that cows they eat grass, and grass are not so nutritious like those hens which feed on maize bran. So if you have fed your larvae using cow dung, you will give them at least 10 to 14 days before harvesting. But if you have used the market waste, the tomatoes, the oranges, it will take you 7 to 8 days to harvest. So it depends which type of waste you have used. If you can access chicken waste, like the food remainings, they work very well to maggot farming. If your larvae reach day 7, you have to check to see whether they have completed all the feed or they have completed the waste. You can go ahead to do what we call harvesting. Harvesting, this is the process where we sort the larvae from the residue of the waste we introduced, whether the pig dung or market waste. That process is called harvesting. You separate the larva from the waste. So the waste turns into fertilizer and the larva turns into animal feeds, ready to feed the pigs, ready to feed the fish, ready to feed the poultry. So I call upon farmers, instead of spending a lot of money in buying concentrates, they can do maggot farming to reduce on their expenses in feeding their animals, piggery, poultry, and fisheries. And instead of spending a lot of money in buying fertilizers, these synthetic fertilizers, they can make their organic fertilizers from the waste they have at their home, at their market centers, and the waste they have at their farms. If you have poultry manure, you don't need to go to buy synthetic fertilizers. You can use the same waste, you feed the larva, then your poultry can eat the larva as well. You make the fertilizers for your garden. Maggot farming is a profitable business in Uganda. How? We are using waste first. Waste is in Uganda, actually waste is taken as waste, but we would like to change that motto. At least we can say that waste to value. We should not see waste as waste. We can turn waste into cash. We can turn waste into value. Why are we saying that maggot farming is profitable in Uganda? Because you just go to the market centers, you collect the waste at free cost. You go home, you get the baby larva. You introduce the baby larva you get the baby larva at a cheaper cost, like 1 kilogram at 20k Ugandan shillings. Then you introduce the baby larva in the waste you got from the market at free charges. Then you wait for only 7 days. You can harvest from 1 kilogram of baby larva. We expect you to harvest around 30 kilograms to 50 kilograms. Imagine if you were to sell 1 kilogram at 2,000 and you have harvested 30 kilograms, it means you are going to get around 60,000 from 1 kilogram, and you subtract the 20k you used to buy the baby larva. It means you are going to have 40k as the profit. That's why I say maggot farming is profitable and it is easier to do because it doesn't need a lot of knowledge. It does not need books. How do we know that this is a female fly or a male fly? You can't tell that this one is a male or a female, but as I told you that Marula Protein, we are breeders, we do that part. For you the farmer, you just get the baby larva. You don't need to go to breeding side, but we can teach you to do that, but you will need a lot of investments to do that. Because if you decide to go from eggs, larva, we tell our farmers to stop on larva stage because it's more nutritious. It contains a lot of protein. But if it goes to pupa stage, it's going to turn into a fly. When it turns into a fly, for us we have cages where we keep those flies to mate. We call it a net for mating. Yeah, we call them larva cages. We put a lot of pupa, like 50 kilograms, and they emerge into a fly. Then they mate from there so that they can release fertilized eggs. But you cannot tell that this fly is male or this one is female.